Testing 1, 2. Does it mean jump all over it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So except when we get at our age, the discs get thinner, and that doesn't work as well.
It's no. It's got a gel pack in there. It's like a spare tire, but there's no air in it. It's collagen. It's collagen. It's made out of collagen, so you need collagen. Bone broth. Yeah. Remember we talked about that? Yeah. That was one of the times, you know. Okay, ready? We'll bow in. Up. 3, salute. Let's see our big class. Who are we missing? Okay, ready? First exercise, turning 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands in your waist. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse, other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and stop. Okay, cross. Knees, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 10, 1, and stop. Okay, hands in your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center, tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center, circular movements. 1, 2, 3. Other direction. 1, 2, and 3. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, stretch it out. Switch. 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 Switch, straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Okay, center. Okay, we shake it out. Okay, hands here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, shoulder roll. Hands here, circular movements. Reverse. And center. Okay, press, release, exhale, inhale. And stop. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, wrists. Reverse. Okay, palms down. Bigger circle. shake it out. Okay, go a little side to side shifting. And center. Okay, lift the knee. And then down. Going to do insert needle. Switch. And center. Okay, shake it out. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so grilling. Switch. Okay, open and close. Okay, center. Circular movements. Okay, lower hoop. Shoulder height. Elbows down. Palms down. Breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, diagonal flying. Okay, other side. Okay, cloud hands. Okay, palms down. Carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, Sana, infinity sign. fists. Okay, next, palms together, strum the loop. Turn, draw the bow. Okay, fan through the back. Horse stance. Okay, raise the hand. Okay, palms down. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Very good. We'll go through the Tai Chi Paradigm form, short form, feet parallel. Okay, begin preparation. breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. All right. So we'll go through the. Let's go right into the long form, then we can work on some sections after. Okay. So we start off long form. Right from the beginning, preparation. Beginning the kicks, first instep kick. High pat the horse, right foot kick. Second kick, left side. Third kick, turn, 180 degrees, left kick, heel. Brush knee, right side push. Second right side goes to the left, left side push. Third movement, stepping through, planting punch, 180 degree turn, parry and punch. Step up, beat the tiger. It's a series of movements going to the corner. Right side, 180 degree turn, stroke down, go to the back side on the left, and then we'll turn back toward the side mirror. So we're over here, Phil. We're facing this way. Two punches to the ear after the heel kick. Left hand on top. Potting leg, turn, switch to hands. Potting leg, stroke down. Parry and punch. Step forward. Punch. Sit back. Divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Stroke down, carry tiger to the mountain. Cross hands. Turn. To the corner, brush knee obliques. Right side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip back to the front. Okay, hold and reverse the ball. Diagonal flying on the right side. Side mirror. Pot the horse's mane. Two on the right, one on the left, two on the right. Step up. Stroke down. Left side. Sit back, toe out. Step up, back to the right side, stroke down. Hold the ball, pot the horse's mane. Cycle through it one more time. Cross to the left, Jade Lady work shuttle. Turn. Double step, forward, back on the right side, Jade Lady work shuttle. Pot the horse's mane in this corner. Then we're going to sit back and cross over. Sit back. Jade Lady work shuttle left. Pivot, pivot, step, step. Go to the corner, right side, Jade Lady work shuttle. Hook your wrists. Actually grasp the sparrow's tail first, sorry. And then hook your wrists. Now we're back to the front, second set of cloud hands. And it's going to be followed by the downward posture. step out, single whip, turn to the side, cover hand, snake sticks out tongue, invert the hands and flip it over, pull down, step up, golden cockroach stance on one leg, step down, kick and poke at the same time, golden cockroach opposite side, and repulse the monkey. So here's where it repeats again. After repulse the monkey, we have neutral right, turn, carry tiger to the mountain, open the stance, hold the ball, shift and step up. Raise the hand, stork flaps wings, followed by single brush knee and second insert needle, followed by fan through the back, and that's followed by parry and punch. So that sequence is exactly the same as the first part, except this time we step forward. We step forward to punch, divert, block, and punch. And then we step up one more time to right side grasp the sparrow's tail, which takes us to single whip. Hold the ball to the third set of cloud hands. Next we turn, set it up, palm strikes face, turn, single lotus kick, brush knee, left side push, step up, stroke down, brush like you're brushing the knee with a punch down the crotch, step up again to grasp the sparrow's tail. Back to single whip, and we turn, second downward posture, pull down, step up to cross hand, step back to retreat, and then pivot and turn, hook your left hand, ride the tiger, left palm strikes face, turn, change to the right side palm, double lotus, draw bow to shoot tiger, step up for palm strikes face, second set, the same transition. Then we're going to do the parry and punch, the setup like we do the kicks or the beat the tiger and high pat the horse. Step up to left and right sides, neutral, right side grasp the sparrow's tail, standard procedure to single whip, and we do the second, reverse the ball, and the second right side diagonal flying, go to closing movement, and complete. Okay, deep breathing. So memorizing the form you know, there is, there is a pattern, there is some logic to the, the different sections, but you have to identify them. So that's what's usually a big challenge for a new person. So after the first section form, just before the cloud hands, we have the kicks, which generally is pretty challenging for for a new person because of all the transitions. Then when you get the downward posture, that's after the second set of cloud hands. That's the new posture with the golden cockroach. Then when you get the third section, you have the palm strikes face, and that section with the double lotus and single lotus kicks, and but the palm strike face, that position right after the kicks, we end up here. So because when we do the kicks, there's a lot of moving around. It's very hard to track, especially if you're following from behind, you don't see the hands. If you're following someone doesn't know it, then you turn your head, then you kind of miss the whole thing. So the best thing, we try to do this just like we did the early learning of the first set of postures. We'll do it to the mirror. So everything is actually a single posture, so it doesn't matter if we're building sequence, but we need to identify the sort of the motions, the transactions, and transitions, and so forth. So when we're here, this is a setup. So we have our left foot forward, we have our hands like this. Oh, Peter, you gotta leave? Okay, we'll see you. Okay, so when we're here in single whip, typically we would turn. So once we turn, let's get over to this position. All right. So once we get here, this hand scoops down like this, and this hand finds the vertical center. So that's your setup. I call that a setup. You have that here. You have it near the end of the form when we set up this hand. We have it before the kicks. We have it before the beat the tiger. So just see this position. Okay, so it's left foot forward, left hand up. Now when we flip the hands, that's sort of going to the other side, and then the top hand goes down, and you lean forward and open the hands. That's high pat the horse. Okay, so when we're here, toe, flip, heel, level the elbows, and then you pan out like this, right to left, and one palm is up, one palm is down. So the left palm is facing up, Phil? Yep. And the right palm is facing down. So actually, we have single, what do you call that? Strum the Loop, and so that's clapping your hands, right? So you flip your hands over like that. That's how we clap our hands, right? Like a seal, Wah, wah, So you like that. And then you just bend and you do that. So that's high pat the horse. You're on this side, that's high pat the horse. So all high pat the horse is a horizontal separation, kind of slicing. Now that's the action, right to left, right? Sometimes it's right to left like that. That's diagonal flying, right to left. So that's called splitting. So when we're here, if we just put it on top, it would just split here. If we have it here and we flip it over, we split here. So there's always going to be one hand on top and one hand on the bottom. Okay, so that's something that, as long as you kind of understand that if the hand's on top, it separates like this. If you flip it over, when the hand comes down and you fold your elbows and you unfold them, you go right to left, meaning this goes to the right, this goes to the left, and they're separating in the same plane. All right. So we start off again. Ready? So this is the setup. This is your change. That's reversing the ball. Split. We flip it over again. Now we have a left hand on top. And then we toe out and step up. Now we just went to the left, from left to right. Now we're in the right side stance, and we go from here and we fold the elbows. So go from here, fold the elbows to a cross hand position, and open the hands like this. Right. So this movement, we should be familiar with it from cross hands, open and close. Right. So that's that motion in the drills. And This hand is forward with the forward foot. This hand's to the side, shoulder height. Okay, so that's cross hands, level elbows, open. Right? So they're separating like that. So that's a form of separation or splitting too. But you don't see it as splitting like this. You see it as this. Right? So we're here, right? Just try that again. 1, 2, 3. Step out. Separates. Right? Splitting. Flip it over. Toe it out. Step up. Fold the elbow so you have a cross hand position. We lift the knee and the hands go out like this, and you kick and you're back down. Okay, so there's your right foot. We do the same setup the second time, but we have to put it down on top the second time without flipping, and then we high pat the horse, and now we flip. We toe out, we step up. Now we're on the left side and we fold. We lift the knee, open the palms, and we kick out like that. Okay, then you can put it down. That completes the 2 kicks. Now if you want to turn, you would typically step behind you like this, go to a neutral stance, and I'm sustaining my hands. You see I'm holding my hands there, because if we lose that position, we get the other side, we don't know where the arms are. Because typically if I did it facing this, you could see that if I step back and I turn, if I don't hold my hands there, I don't know which hand to put on top and which one to do that. Because if I did this, I forgot my hands, then where do my hands go? We don't have a starting position. So you have to sustain. When you link a posture together from, the one posture to the next, you have to maintain the hand position, and then you get there, you execute the movement. So it's either sustaining your hands or you sustain the legs, because something has to be, holding up for the next position. That's kind of preparing, sort of the preparation. So if we start from here and we turn it over, there's your opposite one. This is the first time. So the first kick, you have 1, 2. So you have 2 of these. You open, we crossed and open, we flip for the second time, and we toe out, and we step up. We fold. If we put our elbows level, then we have a chance to get the hands to come out about shoulder level. Now we go back to the first position, but we don't flip this time, the first time anyways. We cross it over, put it right on top. So you're crossing over, you just drop your forearm on top of your other forearm, and your other forearm is facing palm up. So this hand has to be palm up. Okay, crosses over, and then we open. Okay, we flip now, and then we step up, fold, we lift our elbows, and then we lift the knee as they go up, and you kick. That's done. If you put it down, that's just finish that side of the posture, and you can do the kick again, or you open and you kick, you put the knee behind you, and then we're in the right stance, and that sets you up for the 180-degree turn. Okay, so that 180-degree turn happens just like when we do the obliques. When we do oblique brush knee, there's a 180-degree turn. The only difference is this time you're going that way. So the only way to get better at turning 180 degrees is do that 180-degree transition, so that you don't have to think about what you have to do with your feet. If every posture you get into is learning 100% of the movements, then obviously it's going to be really hard to learn and memorize all these things, because there's no something to start with. So you're starting from scratch and you're trying to memorize these 10 things, those 10 things, those 10 things, those 10 things. So that your body will actually figure that out from the cross training and the understanding that's already been there. So, a lot of times you learn things and you draw off of things you've already learned. Those are, you reference those type of things because your body has it in there, but it's not familiar with it until you bring it out and say, okay, those two things are similar, so that's kind of how I should do it. So that happens in a lot of the things that we do. Anytime a brush knee shows up, it's the brush knee movement with planting punch. It's not really learning that many different things. They're really transitions that eventually your body would know. Because we can only move certain ways. If I want to make a 180-degree turn from here, this is that procedure. If I want to make a turn from a cross-legged position, there's that procedure. If you going to a golden cockroach, there's that procedure, right? Golden cockroach is just standing on one leg. We're doing it here, we're doing it here, we're doing it here. So this is what we do in golden cockroach, but we have to do that when we get to it. These are the kicks, so we haven't gotten to that point yet. So golden cockroach is just lifting your knee and standing on one leg. So you're building your balance already when we make a twist step and step through, because you're balancing on one leg here. But if you don't balance because you're not shifting the weight, then you're going to have trouble doing the kicks, because you have to get 100% of your weight on the supporting leg. And then you kick. So there's ways of practicing it if you have a little trouble with balance or control because of whatever reason it is. It could be, and it's an individual thing. So when you do this and this is your setup. This is your change to the opposite side to give you the balance on that. And then you're here. You open. You flip. So all of this is happening just when forward and back. But now when we turn to this corner and we check our weight here and fold, this is where you can check your weight to make sure you have enough weight in that supporting foot. Once you find that it has 100%, then you can actually lift your knee and do your kick. So the kicking side of it's going to be a little bit more difficult, because now you're relying on strength and flexibility. So strength and flexibility comes from the stretching, and it comes from the ability to lift your thigh. So the muscle here actually has to pull the leg up. So if this is not strong enough, and the front of the thigh is not strong enough to straighten the foot out, because there's some resistance in your hamstring and the back, then it takes a lot more strength because of the inflexibility. And what's inflexibility is not releasing the tension. So the balance in the motion is not there. The muscle doesn't release, just like when you stretch. If you go like this and that's as far as you go, it's not because you're not trying, it's because this muscle doesn't let go. So that has to let go as your weight, your body weight starts to release, and it's actually tied a bit to that whole girdle area there. It's tied a bit to your back and to the back of the leg. So that's why we do a bit of stretching. If you don't stretch, then you need a lot more strength to lift your leg. So some people are very flexible, and they can go way up high, and that's the goal is not just to get that position. The goal is to improve your balance. So even if you don't kick, you just hold the position, that's going to help you improve your balance. So most of the time you just want to be in a balanced position. You don't need to kick unless you're going to kick something. If you're playing soccer, you want to kick not and fall into the ball. You want to kick the ball and then move on. You want to kick the football, you have to let it go. Now, kicking a football is different from this kick, because a football kick is a typical straight-legged kick. It doesn't snap from the knee. It comes from here. In fact, some of the ones that kick, they're actually kicking from a side thing like that. I mean, everyone has their own style, but the thing is, when you kick, your goal is to put the force of that motion into the object. So when we're kicking, we're not kicking anything, so we don't have to put a whole lot of force in. We just have to go through the motion. But we want to build some strength and stability here, right? So that happens in, in Golden Cockroach, it's the same motion. It's regardless of whether you're extending this or lifting up and pulling back, that requires strength here. So that's something that we have to realize. So sometimes you say, well, I can't lift my leg. It's because of that. Yeah, so you have to stretch. So one way of stretching in this position is to actually pull your knee up. And then that gives you a stretch, and it also gets you involved with the upper body. But that's, something that you can do is to hold your leg and pull up. And then you try to sustain your position, and the flexibility in that position really ties into that. They sometimes call it a tailor muscle. When the tailors sit and they have their legs crossed like that, that muscle can be flexible if you let it go, but most of the time we don't use it like that. So anyways, that's something that we have to be aware of when we're doing it. So if you learn this first movement for the first kick, I did that probably a little too fast, so okay, let's do it a little slow. Start here, and remember how we got there. This is left foot forward. When we're in a single whip position and I'm turning toward my left, then I'm going to have my left foot forward, okay, and I set this up, and the palm goes out. So you have to look at your hands and see that there's a palm facing forward. So when we look in the mirror, and the lower hand is palm facing up, okay. So are we familiar with palm facing up and palm facing down? Did that ever show up at any point when you're in the learning? We go like this, right? Inhale, exhale. When we inhale, it's palm up. Exhale is palm down, right? So palm up is that, palm up, out is this. So that's really a position. All right. If your palm is facing down, the palm is facing up, holding the ball is like that, right? So when you turn your palm up like that, this is forward, this is up. When we flip the hands over, we have one on the other side, okay? We cross the forearms, heel down first, unwind the hands or split the hands right to left, and then we flip it over like reversing the ball, cross the forearm, get used to crossing the forearm, because, and I'll talk about that after I get through this. Fold the elbow, and we kick. Okay, so that's the front right kick. That's the first movement. The fourth movement is beat the tiger. So sometimes I say the fourth movement is the same as setup as when we get to beat the tiger as the first kick. So maybe people don't understand what I'm saying, even though I know what I'm saying. You start out here. This is for the beat the tiger. You did your heel kick and you ended up turning to parry and punch. And we step up. And then I set up this. So that's like the first kick, but it's actually the fourth setup. And that's the one for the beat the tiger. So if I flip my hands and I cross and I open, then I flip my hands and I fold and I turn, I step up. Now my right foot is, I could do the right kick, or I could lift up and bring this knee in the corner and open like this and cross behind. Then I step out to the corner that's going to the back corner, and my hands come to neutral. This hand comes up through the center. I turn my palm outward and I turn to this corner. I drop my elbow, I draw toward my body, I sit back and I initiate a turn to the back corner, I turn toward my center, turn my palm out. So it kind of looks like Jade Lady Work Shuttle. I make my fist and I turn toward the front. So that's Beat the Tiger. That's actually done. We go to the lower hoop position and I cross my arms again and I level my elbows. I lift my knee and I do the right heel kick. Then I'm here. So that's done. I bring my hands to lower position, the lower hoop, to the upper hoop. That's 2 punches to the ear. Okay, and then we get the last 2 kicks and it goes through the same procedure. But the thing is, the reversing of the ball is smaller. It's really like this. The other ones are much bigger. So all that is really dimensional change. We don't see the dimensional change because we're not really, unless you're doing this type of thing, you're not really, sort of cognizant or aware of your space. So when we turn our hands and whether it's up or down, it doesn't mean anything in the beginning. But if you think about when you use your palms, what's the purpose of thinking of the palm? Because when you grasp something, you use your inside of your hand, your palm. In fact, there's something that goes away after, birth, I guess, when infants start to mature. There's a reflex in here that makes them close their hand. So infants, if you touch your hand, they close. It happens. But we lose that ability. Or maybe it's there, but it just gets pushed aside because we get so stiff and rigid after a couple of years on Earth, and nothing works. So when we're learning, but that's a reflex because maybe when you had to grab something like a branch or something and you had to close your hand so that you could react faster, it's just a part of a sensory system. So when we close and open our hands, it's for grasping, but we're initiating the movement as a folding and opening of the hand. When we hook our wrist and we open the palm and we turn it this way, it's really stimulating your hand and your fingers and the palm. So the palm actually becomes somewhat, kind of dysfunctional if you don't use it in a certain way. So that's why a lot of people have trouble with their hands as they get older. They don't manipulate their fingers. We form the fist, we hook our wrists, we turn our palm, we move our fingers. You need each one of these digits to do a certain thing. How else can you clean your ear? Or pick your nose? Not that we do that, but I'm just saying. Well, you see the little kids, right? They didn't learn to use their pinky. They start with the index finger, and then they move on. That's just because people make fun of that. Anyways, so that's why we have to open and close our hands, right? So when we're here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, fold, we close and we lift and we open and we're down and we're here. That's your first kick. So can you learn all 7 kicks in one setting? Probably not. You learn 1 kick. If you can work that right side sequential type of thing, then when you go to the other side, you won't get it mixed up as much. So you start with the right side. Remember this position, and we flip it over. Okay, we start here and we flip it over. Right, we cross here. We heel down and lean forward and just separate right to left. And remember, this is palm down, this is palm up. Okay, and then when you sit back and flip, the opposite happens. Now when we fold, we're actually palms are right to left, but we don't think of it along that line, but it's right to left. And then we lift the elbows and the knee, then we do the kick. So, when one palm is up and one palm is down, that's yin and yang. Yang is up, yin is down. So when we go up and down, it's really yin and yang. But so yin and yang happens throughout everything. There's an up and down movement. So that's sort of building that balance and motion. So we have to pay attention to those little details, whether the palm is facing in or out, so that when you do the movements, you actually get rotation in your limbs. So that's upper body. We turn here too. And then we fold. And we lift and we twist. There isn't anything that we don't do with the body as far as the 3 dimensions. We're constantly moving in those dimensions. But because if you're not familiar with movement, then all you do is see everything in front of you, like on a screen, and it's totally flat. And you don't see any depth of field. And you can't perceive a lot of things that have dimension. So you have to go to the twilight zone to realize that. But anyways, I know the kicks are the most challenging thing for most people. So that's what you have to do, Phil, is get that. And then once you get the first kick, we go to beat the tiger, and then that gets, and I know that's tricky. And then the 360 pedal step, once you have that, that's that could be the next time. Yeah, maybe next week. All right, ready? Okay, bow. So was everyone doing it like that? The hand movements, was everybody doing all of those? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so